So today's video is going to be more of a beauty therapy related one. So I'm going to show you how to tint your eyebrows and your eyelashes at home. So as I am a beauty therapist, I go to a wholesale place to get a lot of my products. So most people cannot do that. You can still get tinting on eBay. I'm sure even in chemists in some places will sell it. You can pretty much get anything you want these days on the internet. You just need to search it. Tinting is a very common treatment, one of the most common treatments that you can get when you go to a beauty therapy place or a beautician or whatever you want to call it, spa. Tinting's great though, like if you're a person who doesn't like wearing makeup but you want to maybe define your eyebrows or your eyelashes. So say you don't want to fill in your eyebrows, you can tint your eyebrows instead if they are very light. This makes them stand out a little bit more. If you have very blonde eyelashes, for instance, tinting's a great way to open up your eyes and define your eyes without having to put mascara on or anything. So I've worked out a way to actually do it on myself. Enough talking and let's get into it. Okay, so things that you will need, obviously tissues, some cotton buds or cotton tips, whatever you call them, some sort of dish like this, Vaseline, which you can get anywhere in any store. When you get your tinting, they should come with an applicator like this one, which you use to mix it up, and it even helps to put it on. And these are the tinting colours. So Refectocil is a very common, one of the most common, well, in Australia anyway, I'm not too sure about the rest of the world, that do tinting colours and products, whatever. So the colours here I have, so this is blue black, this is just a brown colour, this is a blue, this is just normal black, and then this is also blue. And then you'll need your developer. So tinting's much like when you mix up hair colours or anything like that, where you have the colour and then you've got to have your developer. So that's what you need. Now when you're mixing it up, I don't have exact measurements just because I've done it for a long time, so I sort of just judge, but it's generally about half and half. So when I'm going to do my eyebrows first. So you can get lighter colours, but I just grab a basic brown. Depending on how dark you want your eyebrows anyway, you can just, if you only want it lightly done, only leave the tint on for a short amount of time. If you want your eyebrows to be a lot darker, obviously leave it on for longer. And then for your eyelash, the amount of time that you'll need for your eyelashes is generally about 10 minutes, even a bit longer if you want to, but 10 minutes left on the eyelashes is a good time to really properly dye them quite dark. So I'm going to mix up the eyebrow colour first. So I'm just going to put it into one side of the dish. So I generally put about that much. And then I'm going to put some of the colour in for the eyelashes. The eyelashes I put a bit more. I like to use black and blue black, or and blue. I like to mix them all together just to get a sort of different depth of colour. The blue black, it comes off a little bit with it, well, I don't know, in the sunlight you do have a bit of like a sort of real deep navy to your eyelashes depending on how much blue you use. So I'm just putting a bit of that in. So that was the, what did I use, the black, this is the blue black that wants to come out. little bit of blue. Like that. Ooh. Also, if you wanted to go more of a subtle look, you could also dye your eyelashes brown, say, if you don't want them so dark, or even mix the black with the brown as well. So it's good having these sort of range of colours because then you've got a lot of options. Then you get your developer. So again, put about the same amount in as you did the tint. So put about that much in, if you can see that. And then put about that much in for a bit more for your eyelashes. So roughly about half and half. It really doesn't matter too much. Then get your applicator, mix it up. So I'm mixing the eyebrow tint first. So really mix it up. Make sure it's well mixed with the developer. Wipe off the excess on a tissue. Then mix up your eyelash tint. So really make sure if you've got a few colours in here to really mix up the eyelash colour really well so you get that depth of all the blues and the blacks together. You can see that they're developing already. So now I'm going to get in to show you how to put it on your eye. What you'll need to do first is actually get your Vaseline, and you'll want to generously coat around your eyelash, well, your entire eye socket area, and all around the edges of your eyebrows. So really be generous and coat everywhere, because you want to try and avoid getting the tint on your skin, because it will stain and it will take a few days to go away. And you can scrub it off, it easily comes off, but just a warning, it will tint your skin. So especially if you're going to leave it on there for a while. So just get your Vaseline with your Q-tip and start coating around your eye. Too much. So just try and not get it in your eyelashes if you can, or on any of the hairs, because otherwise you're going to prevent those hairs from tinting, like getting any colour on them. So really try and get as close as you can. Okay, so now that I've coated all around the area, going to go in with the eyebrow colour first and put that on my eyebrows. So for the eyebrows, I'm just going to use a Q-tip. So just make sure you try and coat everywhere. Well, to follow where your eyebrow hairs are, obviously, trying to avoid getting it too much anywhere else, but you don't want to do just, you don't want to go too outside, but you don't want to go like not putting enough on, because you do have a lot of fine little eyebrow hairs that you can miss. I do have the Vaseline on, so I'm not too worried about it being messy. I'm just trying to... Man, my eyebrows are hairy, so due for a wax. done that. Just bear in mind that the tint does grab very quickly, especially on your eyebrows. So if you don't want your eyebrows too dark, make sure you don't leave it on. Okay, so now that I look like the Grinch or the Cookie Monster, whenever I do my eyebrow tinting, my boyfriend always laughs at me. He always calls me like, I think it's the Grinch. Yeah. He thinks it's so funny that I look like I've got caterpillars on my face. Like, shut up, I'm tinting. Duh. Anyway. So, because I have naturally darker eyebrows, just gonna leave this for a little bit before I remove it. But I don't want to leave it too long because I'm rocking lighter hair these days and I don't want to look too odd. So now that I've left it on for a little bit, a few minutes, excuse me, get a tissue first before you go to actually wash it. Get your Q-tip and starting with the eyebrow that you did first, just try and get off as much as the excess of as possible. So, and just wiping it onto the tissue. So I'm just going to go along, wipe it off. Like so, wiping it off. Okay. So now that I've wiped that excess off, get some cotton pads and wet them, and then just run them through your eyebrows like washing your hairs to try and get as much of the tint off as possible. So the hairs are quite dark at the moment, but once I have a shower tonight and tomorrow morning, they'll be fine. And now I'm going to show you how to do your eyelashes. So I'll zoom you in. Alright, hopefully you can see. So get your tint and, oh god, there's crap all over the bloody stick. Alright, so just get your applicator. Get some product on there. Don't get too much because then you can run the risk of getting in your eye. So just slowly do it. So what I like to actually do is paint it on like I'm putting mascara on. So, like so. Very gently start coating your lashes. Just like you would when you're using a mascara wand. And then to get closer to the roots, get a bit more. Now this you've got to be really careful because you can risk getting it in your eye. Slowly start going on top of your roots. So try and put a generous amount on. Doesn't matter if it's messy because you want to make sure that you have tried to coat as much of the lashes as you can. And then just slowly bring it up more. When you're coating the underneath your eye, like when you're brushing upwards, you're not going to be able to get as close to the lash roots as you can on the top, because if you do go too close on the underside of your lashes, you're gonna get it in your eye, and trust me, it will hurt like a bitch. It's gonna sting like crazy. Okay, so if you get any bits around, unless it's a lot, try and rub the excess off, but don't worry about it too much if you do get it on the skin. a little bit. I mean, that's what the Vaseline's for. So when you get to your bottom lashes, just look up as if when you put mascara on. Or actually, no. Or try and open your eye as much as possible. And gently start, hope you can see, start coating your bottom lashes. Try and get as close as you can, but obviously don't get too close because you're going to run the risk of again getting in your eye. Just going to let this stay on there for a bit and I'll be back. So I've washed all of that off now, so my eyes are a bit irritated and red, but as you can see, my eyelashes are completely tinted. So they look much darker now, and especially because my roots are normally blonde. When you wash off your tint, just make sure that I couldn't show you because I had to do it in the sink, but if you get some cotton pads, which are the best, just soak them, go over the sink and start slowly wiping and washing away with water, keeping your eyes closed and trying not to get it into your the tint into your eye. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below, and any information as much as possible I can find about where to find tints, etc. I'll leave it in the description box below. Otherwise, have a good day and I'll see you next time.